I never thought I'd reach a breaking point in my marriage. I believed in love and partnership and working through struggles together. But what do you do when the person you vowed to share your life with suddenly declares she doesn't need you? It started small. My wife, Jenna, had been acting distant for months. At first, I thought she was just stressed, work life the usual, but then I noticed the shift. She stopped checking in with me, stopped asking about my day, stopped considering me in decisions that affected both of us. One night, we were sitting at the dinner table barely speaking when I finally asked, "Is something wrong? You've been different." She sighed, putting down her fork. "I just feel like I can't breathe, like I'm constantly being watched over. Controlled. I repeated, genuinely confused. "Yes," she snapped. "You always want to know where I am, what I'm doing, how I'm feeling. It's suffocating. I'm not yours to control." Her words hit me harder than I expected. I wasn't controlling. I was caring. I was trying to be involved in her life the way a husband should be. But if she saw it differently, maybe I had been giving too much. So I decided to pull back that night. I stopped texting her during the day. No more, "How's your day?" or "Need anything?" Messages. I stopped making sure dinner was ready when she came home late. I stopped fixing things around the house without her asking. At first, she didn't seem to notice. Maybe she even liked the space, but soon little things started happening. One morning, she got out of the shower and realized she had no clean towels. Normally, I'd have done the long without a word. This time, I didn't. "Babe, didn't you wash the towels?" she asked, dripping water onto the floor. "No," I said, simply, sipping my coffee. A few days later, she called me from work. "Hey, my car won't start. Can you come take a look?" I glanced at my watch. I'm in the middle of something called roadside assistance. There was silence on the other end. Normally, I would have dropped everything to help. But why should I? She wasn't M to control it. Didn't take long for the cracks to show. The house was messier. Bills she usually ignored started piling up because I stopped reminding her. One evening, she came home exhausted and slumped onto the couch. "I forgot to grab groceries," she mumbled. We'll have to figure something out," I said. Flipping through the channels, her eyes snapped to me. "You didn't go. Did you ask me to?" She scoffed, but I saw the realization settle in. For years, I had been the safety net, the quiet, dependable force that kept things running. She wanted independence. I was giving it to her in full. The breaking point came when she had a bad day at work. She walked in looking defeated, and I barely acknowledged her. No comforting words, no hug, just a nod that night. She finally said it. "Why are you being like this?" she asked, voice cracking. I looked at her and repeated her own words. "I'm not yours to control." Tears welled in her eyes. "That's not what I meant." "Then what did you mean?" I asked, my voice calm but firm. "You told me you didn't want to feel dependent on me, so I stopped being the one you could depend on." She swallowed hard, realizing what had happened. She wanted freedom, but she didn't expect the weight of it. That night, we had the conversation we should have had months ago. She admitted. She had been feeling restless, but she never meant to push me away completely. I told her I wasn't here just to be her backup plan. Marriage is about balance. Love isn't about control, but it's also not about taking someone for granted. That night, we chose to rebuild with clearer expectations and deeper appreciation, because love isn't about needing someone. It's about choosing them every single day. It's about waking up and deciding, even when things get tough, even when frustrations build, that this person is still worth it. Love isn't built on obligation or dependency. It's built on mutual respect, effort, and appreciation. I realized that for years I had been carrying more weight in our relationship. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to. I wanted to take care of her, support her, and be her rock. But when those efforts became invisible, when they were no longer valued, it turned into a burden rather than an act of love. And she realized something too. Independence doesn't mean pushing people away. It doesn't mean rejecting care and support. Just to prove a point, it means understanding the balance between personal space and partnership, between relying on each other and standing on your own feet.